everyone, this is Anna Alexander. Welcome back to my basement as I'm about to watch for the first time Season 3, Episode 4 of Outlander, streaming now on Starz and Netflix. And that last episode was chock-a-block full of stuff. Lots of things were happening. Lots of big things were happening. Frank is gone. Frank. Ooh, he is a controversial guy now, isn't he? Understandable. Still a bastard, but understandable. He should have just divorced Claire at her graduation. If he wanted a family and a wife who loved him, by God, he could have married Sandy and they could have had a family. But he waited until Bree graduated and then was essentially going to steal Bree from Claire. But Frank is now gone. So we saw John Gray again, intriguing. Damn, he's adorable. So adorable. The funny thing is when I was first watching it, he was talking about the soldier that that's why he joined the army and who inspired him. I was thinking he was talking about Jack Randall. And I was like, no. Because why wouldn't he be talking about Jack Randall, who inspired him and he thought was like this manly, or like just this warrior upon warrior, whatever, to admire, and was sad when he passed in Culloden. I thought he was talking about Jack Randall. So apparently he wasn't. Okay, cool. I'm glad he wasn't talking about Jack. But oh, how sad for John, and fascinating and intriguing. That whole sequence, the sequence after sequence, fascinating. And I'm also glad that Murtaugh survived, especially since some of you told me Murtaugh died in the books. What the hell? So I'm happy he survived. I'm happy and I'm not happy that he survived. And this is why. Only because if you're taking something from a book, I feel it should stick as close to the book as possible. You only change it to tighten up your story or to enhance something of it. But for the most part, I feel, for me, the best movie or television adaptations or books are those that closely follow it as much as possible. So if you're going to change something as dramatic as Murtaugh surviving, that might be a little too much of a change. So am I glad Murtaugh survived? Yes. But if that's not how it happened in the books, kind of wish it followed the books more closely. That's just me. That's a thing I have in those instances. But here he's alive, and I haven't read the book, so I don't care. But Murtaugh's like, but him and Jamie are now parted. Haha. Jamie's going off to some lord's place to be an indentured servant for how long? What shall await him there? I don't know, but I'm eager to find out. But before we dive into this episode, I do want to take a minute to talk about Emerald City Writers Conference put on by the Emerald City Romance Writers. We used to be Greater Seattle Romance Writers of America, but we have since now made our own organization. But every year for the last, 18 now years it's been, 15, 18, no. I helped organize it for 10. It's been a while. But we always had a conference every October. And part of that conference was we would have this amazing raffle where authors and publishers would donate great baskets. We'd sell a bunch of raffle tickets and we would give proceeds of those funds to DAWN, which is the Domestic Abuse Women's Network. But then COVID, we haven't had an in-person conference in three years now. However, because we haven't had the raffle has been moved online to an auction. And so now all of you across the world, I think, can participate in this auction. 75 items now at least. There's autographed books from people. I think I saw a Nora Roberts autograph collection, Katie Roberts autographs, an interview with Sarah McLean. There's a bunch of stuff on that if you are a reader. And if you are a writer, there's a bunch of critiques on there from agents and editors and all sorts of cool, fun stuff. Editing, I think I saw my copy editor has donated some services. So check it out. I will put the link down in the description. It started, I think the auction opened today, beginning of October. I can't remember when it ends, but do check it out. And again, remember, those proceeds go to the Domestic Abuse Women's Network, which is a local organization that helps women and children who are fleeing abusive situations. So it's a great cause. We've been donating to them for 10 plus years, and I hope you all check it out and get something cool in the process. Okay, so I'm ready to go. I hope you are too, and let's get to it. Oh, he's whittling. Oh, it's a new snake. Is it a new snake or is it the snake?
Claire spent 3 years in the past, and when she returned, 3 years.
Wow, look at this board.
Since you've been home for 20 years, we have to establish that Jamie's alive 20 years after Claude.
Now, you have some cream on your scone, Roger. You're much too thin.
Clotted cream and scones is one of the best things ever.
He was an outlaw. What's to say that Jamie was...
I found him.
That was quick. Now,
Ellesmere
okay,
prison.
for half a second I was like, well, maybe it was his nephew, but there we go, prison.
I don't know, but this is cause for celebration, no? And it's never too early for a whiskey.
That is true. I like Roger. She looks fun. Are you kidding me? I'll explain why I'm laughing in just a moment.
So good to see you home again.
Good to be home, Mr. Evans. Italy was far too warm for my taste.
Oh, and it's what's her name from Sex Education? I love her.
Tell Mackenzie his lordship would like a word with him.
Mackenzie?
Mr. Evans says the master wishes to speak with you.
They're calling him Mackenzie.
So you're the Scottish prisoner?
Alexander Mackenzie.
Mm-hmm. This is a sixth name, right?
But you also told me that you were an honourable man who spared his life before Preston Pans. I lost my only son there.
Ooh.
Our quarrels are bygone. I cannot say that Lady Dunsany feels the same. She carries a great hatred for any Jacobite.
The pain of losing a child never leaves you.
He's lost two.
I've lost 2 children myself, my lord.
But you are a prisoner, Mackenzie. Mind you, don't forget it.
Will you have some cream on your scone, Roger? You know she has a crush on you.
Fiona?
Totally. Back in the day when you can work on your car yourself.
Time to draw straws.
For what?
Thanks, lads.
I'm ready for my ride.
Oh,
I shall accompany you, my lady.
prickly peach girl.
A boot on the hindquarters is what that one needs.
A horse? Or my sister? But I doubt it would do her any good. How long were you in the employ of Lord John? I've known the Major since we were youngsters. I find him to be a rare and interesting person. I imagine he'll make someone a good husband.
Yes, he will.
Wakefield residence. It's the hospital in Boston.
They want to know when she's coming back.
Geneva will be a fitting bride, your lordship.
My sister advised me to seek in marriage a lady less pettish.
Wait.
However, I find Geneva's disposition appealing.
My daughter will not disappoint you,
Him.
sir.
She's supposed to marry him. Not like his son. Him.
Farewell, my dearest. A mere fortnight until you're mine.
Congratulations. Cheers. She's planning something. And I'm afraid I know what it is. I foresee a scandal in the near future.
Mackenzie, fetch my palfrey. You will accompany me today. What do you think of my betrothed?
Pierce fond of you.
His most attractive quality is his wealth. What do you find attractive?
Claire.
Do not think of such things, my lady.
Liar. I knew you'd do as I told you.
Drop her.
Colonel Melton, you must remember Mackenzie.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he does.
Major Grey was good enough to recommend Mr. Mackenzie to us. How has your family managed without him?
If it were up to me, I would never have let such a man go.
As you know, my wedding is in 3 days.
I wish you every happiness.
Married to a man old enough to be my grandsire? It's a vile agreement. Have you ever been married, Mackenzie?
Aye.
Then you'll know what to do. When you come to my bed.
Excuse me, what?
You've lost your mind.
I am damned if my maidenhead will be given to a depraved old goat. I couldn't fathom why someone of Major Grey's standing would spend so much time with a common groom.
Oh, she's resorting to blackmail.
You filthy wee bitch.
That language suits you. Red Jamie.
Oh, Lord Melton is a rat-ass bastard.
But I'll not return to prison.
Oh, he'll escape first. So what would stop him from going to her father and say, hey, Lord Dunsany, your daughter really doesn't want to get married, but she will. However, she's blackmailing me. I'm being honest with you because I don't want to upset you. FYI, not my idea. Tell me what you want me to do. Would that have worked? Would that have worked? This is gonna go poorly. This is gonna go so bad. And why are you dressed all scruffy? I would be dressed as if I was going to work. And if I'm caught saying, oh, there was some trouble with the horses, so I've heard, I'm on my way to work. Not skulking about deflowering your daughter.
Having brought me to your bed by means of threats against my family, I'll not have you call me by the name they gave me.
What must I call you then?
Bart.
Alex.
Okay.
You may disrobe.
Doesn't. He can keep his clothes on. Actually, probably best to keep his clothes on so he can make a speedy getaway. Jamie just keeps having his consent taken from him, doesn't he? What the hell?
Change your mind if you want.
No, I'm doing this for myself. I want my first time to be with someone like you.
But I forced to do my bidding. What's she gonna do when she gives birth to a red-headed baby?
I love you, Alex.
Oh, good God. Oh, no. No.
It's not love, my lady. It's just the feelings I've roused in your body.
Someone's busting in this door, and this is gonna be bad.
Love is when you give your heart and soul to another, and they give theirs in return.
There's no way he got away with this. There is no way. Wow, they're both dressed quite somberly for having just been wed. Knew it.
I believe these belong to you.
I guess they weren't just wed.
I gave these to Mrs. Graham years ago.
Hey, good news. We just found out the National Archives has the most extensive collection of ship manifests in the country.
That's wonderful, darling.
Why is she having pause?
What if she can't come back? Or what if she doesn't want to?
Well, if that makes you a terrible person, then so am I. Part of me doesn't want to find them either because, well, once we do, you'll go back to Boston.
She was decisive, wasn't she? That baby has red hair. James gonna be... Oh, no.
Get the horses and prepare the carriage. You must accompany us to Ellesmere. My sister, she's in distress.
So why are they going back to Ellesmere?
How is Lady Geneva?
She's still got the bleeding, God bless her.
And the child?
Oh, he's a fine, healthy boy.
Boy. Please let him be raven-haired. Please let him be raven-haired. Please let him hear. Okay, Jamie survives. We know Jamie survives, but he could lose a limb. Is Geneva gonna die?
My sister's dead.
Oh no.
We thought she'd be all right. She was sitting up. But then she started to bleed again. Ellesmere knew the child wasn't his. I knew it too. Geneva told me they had never shared a bed. She was in love with you. She said that you lay with her.
Oh, good. Geneva just chats, doesn't she?
Your master's asking for you. Come quickly. There's trouble.
And I'll not grieve for a woman soiled by the cock of another man. But you can have the sheer heartless effrontery.
You better not kill that.
Hand me the pistol. We shall put our weapon down, but we need you to do the same, sir.
Go to hell! I'll kill the bastard before I let you have him!
Oh, James, you're quick and lucky.
We named him William. I call him Willie.
It is a fine name.
Look at that pram.
My sister was a difficult woman, and you were kind to her.
You're a bra laddie. Willie, you're so wee.
This is wonderful and terrible.
I am here.
The verdict is that the Earl of Ellesmere met his death by misadventure.
That's what they call it.
I know who you are.
How'd she find that one out?
Would you like to go home?
I'd like to continue in your service, if you have no objection.
But when you are ready to leave, you have only to ask.
Oh, he's there for a long time. Holy crap apples.
We joke sometimes that he spends so much time with Mackenzie, it's starting to look like him.
Waka, waka, waka. Oh, is it time for him to go now? No.
Say, such is Royal George's will.
Robbie Burns, the old bard knew how to turn a phrase.
Why are people staring at us?
Because we are not supposed to be sitting at the bar, you and I. This is 1968. And we've as much right to sit here as any man.
I like sitting at the bars. That's my favorite places to sit.
To all of those, we have lost. It's time to go home.
Oh, she's giving up? She's giving up.
It's time for me to go home.
What do you mean, Mac? This is your home. I want to come with you. You have to do what I tell you. I'm your master.
I suspect knows a word you've not heard much of. No! I told you no.
I hate you.
And I'm not very fond of you either just now, you wee bastard.
I'm not a bastard. Take it back.
Oh. Oh. He knows that word already. Oh.
Tea will be served shortly. Shall we go to the house?
Oh, and John keeps coming by? John keeps coming by.
You told him you were leaving?
Aye.
John gonna ask him to stay too.
Would you look out for Willie? It would mean a great deal to me if you would spend time with him. Serve as his father. In return, if you want, I would be willing to.
James!
If you want.
James!
Are you actually offering your body to me in payment for my promise to look after Willie?
Aye.
You have misunderstood your years of friendship.
Dear God. Tempted as I am, do you really think I would accept? I should feel my own and most insulted, save that in the depth of feeling that prompted it.
I'm insulted on his behalf.
I came to tell you some news of my own. I am to be married.
To a woman?
To Lady Isabel.
Christ, man, you can't do that.
I can. I'm also truly fond of Isabel.
Yay, but also, ooh, I hope this goes well.
Aye. Light a candle. Pray for the ones I've lost.
Who do you pray for?
Oh, he doesn't have the time of day to list them all.
My brother. He's called Willie.
I want to be a stinking papist too.
Oh, your granny would go
I
mad.
won't tell her. Please, Mac. I want to be like you.
I baptized thee, William James, and I carved this for you. Keep it to remember me by. For God's sake, don't tell anyone you're a papist.
I won't. But I haven't got anything for you to remember me.
I'll remember you.
Where have you been, my blue eyes?
We'll take good care of your son.
I've been out and
Oh, they are leaving. She really leaving?
it's hard. It's hard.
Partway for this episode, I had a recollection that in all the comments, you're like, oh, just wait, these next ones talk about time jumps. Holy hell, I don't even know where to begin. That was a bunch of tomfoolery. That's not the word I'm thinking of. Just lots of, what is happening? Right, but to go back to the very, very beginning, she might have said when Lord Dunsany, I'm gonna wanna say Dunsany, Dunsany appears, the reason I started laughing so hard is because I'm watching Andor, same actor, Rupert Vansittart, appears in Andor, and that always makes me laugh because whenever I see him, I hear him, the first thing I think always is Four Weddings and a Funeral, which is my third most favorite film. And he is in that for half a second. So every time I hear his voice, so distinctive, that's the first thing I see. And the fact that I've seen him now twice in the same week, ha ha, ha 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 ha, ha ha. So I am kind of finding it quite funny that, okay, so Culloden happens. 6-7 years after Culloden, James is imprisoned, which he's in there for 3-ish years. That's 10 years. Willie is now, it's about 8. So that's 18 years-ish after Culloden. We're about in Claire's timeline, and Jamie is looking quite fine for 18 years of imprisonment, solitude, and servitude. He doesn't look different at all. Meanwhile, Claire's got gray in her hair. She's got some fine lines. Maybe it's the eye makeup. I don't know. He's looking quite good 18 years later. So I like that James had a son that he could care for, but I don't like how he got said son. Seriously, as you can see, I was expecting there to be some sort of scandal and James would be either forced to marry their daughter, which I think they would have killed him than forced them. But I'm slightly confused. So Lord Ellesmere never laid with his wife, yet she was pregnant for how long and never once said anything? He waited until she died to say something? Or did only Isabel? Well, no, because if she said she never laid with her husband, the husband would know. So that part slightly confused me. But Tanya Reynolds, who plays Lady Isabel, I adore her in Sex Education. So it was so nice to see her there. And I'm glad that she was a nice person. And now she's married to John. Is this the last we see of John and Lady Isabel? I don't know. I would doubt. I don't know. Is this the last we see of Willie again? I don't know. We shall find out. Hopefully, we shall find out sooner rather than later. And I do hope that you are with me for that adventure. I also hope that you're taking care of yourself. And also don't forget, check out Emerald City Writers Conference, the auction for the Domestic Abuse Women's Network, all the cool books and critiques and whatnot. Description will be down. Link in the description below. There we go. Yeah. So thanks so much again, y'all. And until next time.